Hey Gworl, I'm coming to you guys pretty late in the evening. A Gworl just got off of work. Okay, so anyway, before we get into it, if you are a new subscriber, welcome to my channel. I'm Janina. If you are a current subscriber, girl, you know me, I know you. You already know how this goes. I am the type of girl that tracks her period. Okay, I'm very in tune with my body, and I know when my period is about to come. It is about to be that time of the month for me. So for me, that means preparing. So prior to my period coming, I like to prepare. That means I look around to make sure I have all of the supplies that I need so I don't have to get up and go, get some supplies. If you are a returning subscriber, you guys know that I have been very serious about the stuff that I eat, very intentional. Also, I love to juice. If you guys are a subscriber, you guys know that I juice. I take my wellness very, very seriously, okay? And I do have some juicing recipes specifically for my period that I like to prepare prior to my period, so it can already be in my refrigerator and done. I can just take them out and drink them. So I just have this whole ritual that I do prior to my period, and I thought I would take you guys along with me and show you guys how I shop and prepare for my menstrual phase. So today's video, we're going to be preparing for our menstrual phase, and I'm going to show you guys exactly the products that I like to buy, how I like to organize them in my house, all of the foods, and all of the juicing recipes that I like to juice in this video. Some of the things that we're going to be shopping for today, girl, are this, and this. Okay? Let go. You guys know I go for the honey pot only because the honey pot has only 5 ingredients in there, but I'll get to that when I get home. And I am getting enough to fill up my complete stash because you guys know I have one at home. I'll explain that when I get home too. Next thing we're gonna grab is our Midolls. You guys know I swear by the Midol tablets, okay? Okay, so for the Target, no surprise. All of my favorite tampons, which are from the honey pots. If you guys have been watching me, you already know these are my favorite choice of tampons. So I ended up getting the super and then the regular. Now the orange pack has both mixed in. I just like it separate because I like to separate it in my my stash, and I'll show you guys how I do that. And then I got some of these Midol individual packets. These are a lifesaver for me, girl. Like, what's really important, I feel like, about preparing for your menstrual cycle or just dealing with your menstrual cycle period is pain management. And I swear by these. If you guys have been watching my channel, you guys know that I love these. These not only alleviate pain, but I promise you, it makes my mood better too, because like I'm very homicidal like on my period. So what I was talking about with the honey pot, I am at a point in my life where TikTok scares me. Okay, it literally just puts all of these videos around me. For some reason, I've gotten on the side of like natural wellness TikTok, And ever since then, I have completely changed like what I want to eat, what I want to put on my body, like period. A lot of stuff has opened my mind to all of this stuff. And some of the things that I changed in my life were different products like deodorant and tampons. Okay, I like them to be natural because this stuff, you guys, has like blue dyes and all kinds of carcinogens in it. I know you guys have seen it. So I love the honey pot because they are organic cotton. And when you look on the ingredients, girl, when you look on the ingredients to any other tampon, I promise you, like, you don't have to take my word for it, girl. Just go look for yourself. All of these tampons, except for the honey pot, have stuff like dimethicone, silicone, blue dye, like just stuff that should not be inside you. So I like the honey pot because they have like 5 simple ingredients on here. So the ingredients of the honey pot is as follows. It's literally 1, 2, 3. It's literally 3 ingredients. And this is how I feel like everything should be. They should be truthful with what's in these things, and it should be literally things that you can put inside your body. So it's 100% organic cotton for the cord and the cover. That's what it just says. And then it says cotton for the thread, and then paraffin wax for the core and the thread. So it's literally organic cotton, more cotton, paraffin wax. Like, that's simple. It shouldn't have blue dyes, dimethicone, silicone, none of this stuff that's going inside of me. Like, none of that. So that's why I love the honey pot. They're the most simplest of organic tampons I've ever found. If you guys have any other ones that you can suggest, leave it down in the comments below. Okay, so food wise, when I'm on my period, I do change my diet just a little bit. I have been trying to eat better in my regular life and in my menstrual phase life. Okay, why I've been trying to eat good on my menstrual phase life is because, let's be clear, you guys, if you guys do the research and look at all of the scientific backed evidence, eating correctly will help your period. Like, it will literally help it. It'll not help it, but it'll help you get over it easier, and it also eliminates pain. This is something that I have found out as a girly that has severe period cramps, because I have severe period cramps. I feel like I get nauseous when I'm on my period. I get bloated when I'm on my period. I get mood swings when I'm on my period. Like, I have more severe symptoms when I'm going through my menstrual phase. So I just found that eating right and preparing to eat right before your period has completely changed my life when it comes to my period, girl. And you don't have to believe me. You can literally just search it on Google, like foods that you should be eating or that you should start eating prior to your period in order for it to just be good. Okay, so some of the things are to avoid stuff like caffeine, animal products, and that would be like, you know, meat, eggs, except for egg whites. Okay, I eat egg whites now. I love, and here's the thing, girl, I love egg yolks, but I've recently changed to egg whites because egg whites are not considered an animal product. And here's why, because I had to research that, because I was like, wait a minute, if eggs are animal product, then how come egg whites aren't? Well, here's the thing. Egg whites do not contain animal cells. Anything that contains animal cells, which is the meat, oils, fish, shrimp, stuff like that, those have animal cells. Egg whites do not have animal cells, so it doesn't make it an animal product. So anything that's not basically animal product, dairy, girl. So I have switched over to oat milk. Okay, I get oat milk. Oat milk is not dairy. Dairy is also something that can have you bloated. It can also create pain in these things called prostaglandins. I don't know how to say it, but I'll put it on the screen here. And that just makes pain. It just like makes pain receptors in your body and makes pain. I don't know how to explain it, but yes. So what you should be eating for your period. Berries. Okay, my favorite ones are blueberries. Blueberries are straight up antioxidants. It helps with free radicals. It helps prevent cancers, breast cancers, cervical cancers. Blueberries are like the magic berry. Avocados. Okay, avocados are good fats. And for some reason, girl, for me, I have to have like an avocado a day. That's just something that I do. I like a lot of avocado toast, so avocados is really, really good. Strawberries, okay. Strawberries is something that I reach for, not only because it's fruit. I feel like it's good for you to have stuff like fruit and berries and like good sweet things, because you know when you're on your period you crave sweets. At least I do. When I'm on my period I crave sweets real bad, and I have been doing good with not reaching for sweets, instead reaching for fruit or just something that to substitute that, and berries do that for me. I went and got some lemons because, like I said in the beginning, things that you should avoid on your menstrual would be things like animal products, dairy, and also caffeine. Okay, caffeine comes in coffee, and it also comes in teas, but around my period, and y'all know I am a coffee fiend. Okay, I try to have at least a coffee every other day. I used to have a coffee every day, but now I'm down to like every other day. But when it comes to caffeine in your menstrual cycle, it can also cause the bloating, water retention. You'll be dehydrated because for every 1 cup of coffee, you should be drinking 1 cup of water, because coffee or caffeine period just sucks the water out of you. Okay, so not only does caffeine keep you dehydrated, it also causes cramping and pain and bloating as well. So I buy lemons because I make tea on my period. Now I make tea, and caffeine free tea, and if you do go with tea, make sure it's caffeine free and make sure it's herbal tea. So I like to make my own special tea when I'm on my period. I will show you guys that in another video because I have like another video coming up, but I make my own tea and mix it with the herbal tea here, and it does contain lemons, so I had to buy some more lemons because I was out on my lemons. Now for the juicing part, I like to juice prior to my period because I like to drink this special blend of juice while I'm on my period, because I have done some research on this recipe, and this recipe is good for building iron back into your body, because when you are on your period, you're losing iron and nutrients and different things, and this kind of helps combat that. It's also just good for your blood, period. Beets and carrots. These are the carrots. So what I do is I juice beets, carrots, and a little bit of ginger together, and I will drink maybe a 1/2 cup a day while I'm on my period, and that also helps reduce inflammation in the lining of your uterus, because that ultimately creates the prolacins and pain when there's too much caffeine, sodium, on estrogen, and all this other stuff inside your body. So beets and carrots is a really good way to not only cleanse, puts back the nutrients and the iron that bleeding will take out, and it also helps with inflammation, also helps with pain, and it's also just healthy, period. It's healthy to do. Now the last item I had to get was Swiss chard. I always keep some Swiss chard on me, especially around my menstrual cycle, because every once in a while I will throw in a leaf of Swiss chard in these beets and carrot recipes, because Swiss chard is really good for your period as well. Ta-da! So this is my DIY period stash. Okay, this is where I keep all of my period items, my capture methods. I have wipes right here, wipes, Midols, other wipes, and then these are pads. So I also love the honey pot pads. I keep pads just in case I have a guest that uses pads, or just in case I need to use pads for any reason. I just always feel like you should have different capture methods on hand, because you never know, maybe you can't use a tampon, you have to use a pad. Okay, so as you can see, this is what my tampon stash is looking like. Okay, these are the regular tampons, which are the pink, and these are the super ones, which are the green, and I am definitely low. So we are going to refill this entire thing so we can be ready for my period. And I am so OCD about this. I always have the handle sticking, or the actual part that goes inside sticking down, because I found that when you put them upright to where the handle is pushing down here, sometimes or somehow it can like push the tampon out. So I make sure that it's uniformed and completely turned down as such. Halfway through, and I swear this is so satisfying, just watching it all come together, and it's perfectly aligned. Like there's nothing like an organized DIY period stash for me. Perfect. So let's refill the Midol. We'll actually refill these wipes as well because there's like a gap there. So I'm gonna put the rest of these wipes. These are also from the Honey Pot. These are their individually wrapped feminine wipes. Perfect. We are finally restocked. Okay, girl, now is the juicing part. These are my ginger roots. I'm only going to add to this particular mix just one little foot. I call it a foot because look, it looks like a chicken foot or something. This is ginger root and it looks like a chicken foot. So I'm only gonna add one little root, or 1 foot of a root, because we mostly want the beets, the carrots, and the Swiss chard. cut the foliage off of the vegetables, I actually went and got my tablet, and I want to read to you guys some of these facts, especially about the beetroot and the carrot juice that I'm about to juice. So let me prop that up here. This is Google. This is just a quick Google search, girl. Like, if you have any type of health problems, you know, of course, do your own research. However, like, beet juice, actually, if you have like high blood pressure and certain things, beet juice can actually lower that. But again, if you have your own like health problems, girl, make sure you consult your doctor first before you juice and before, you know, you use certain fruits and vegetables and vitamins, because that can affect medication, just all that. So just make sure you do your research on your own. But this is what I found about beetroot and carrot juice. And girl, I've been doing this for a while. Like, I would say probably about a year, and I will tell you, this does fight inflammation, and it does lower my threshold, or not my threshold, but like the pain that I have from cramping, and it feels like my period is just like way better. So let me just read to you what Google says. So it says beetroot and carrot juice can be beneficial for promoting regular menstrual cycles. It says beetroot is a good source of iron, folate, and antioxidants. Remember, I told you that. So beets are a very good source of iron and folate, and that's occasionally what you lose bleeding out, right? So then it says, which helps prevent anemia, contributes to regular periods. So let me read that again. Beetroot is a good source of iron, folate, and antioxidants, which helps prevent anemia and contributes to regular periods. And it says carrots also aid with heavy or irregular blood flow during menstruation. Girl, I am one of those girls, and I swear since I've been doing this, my periods have been a lot nicer to me, because like I said, I get all kinds of symptoms, you guys, not just pain. Like for me, I found that I'm mostly bloated, and it's not because of the water, because I feel like a lot of people say like, oh, you know, it's because you're drinking a lot of water and it's mostly like water weight or whatever, right? For me, that's not the case, girl, and I think for a lot of people that's not the case. On your period, girl, and you can look this up, you don't gotta take my word for it, you can look it up, you should be hydrating. You should be waking up drinking water. Like, water should be your priority. So I make water my priority, bloating or not. But here's the thing about the bloating, girl. I get bloating in my stomach, my hands, and sometimes even my feet. I feel like get a little fat when I'm on my period. And what I can tell you is, I think that is the sodium. I think the salt and the sodium contribute to that, especially on your period. And when I did my research, I found that. So when my period comes, this is why I incorporate a lot of vegetables and fruits into my diet. And I also try not to eat a lot of sodium, a lot of salt, and just a lot of things that can contain a lot of salt and sodium. So mostly low sodium, low salt, high protein diet, and not protein with animal products. I feel like I said, with animal products, and you know what, let me bring that up so y'all can hear about that too. So these are foods that you should avoid completely. Okay. Animal products: fish, poultry, meat, egg yolks, because like I said, white eggs, or not white eggs, egg whites are not considered animal products because they don't have animal cells. And dairy products: refined grains, white bread, refined cereals, pastries, etc. Those are like, of course, junk and stuff like that. Added vegetable oils, salad dressings, margarine, and all cooking oils. And then you have your fatty foods: donuts, cheese, french fries, potato chips, all the stuff that we like to eat on our period, okay? Because I used to be that girl, okay? I'd be craving the McDonald's fry and I'd go get it, but now Like, I'm trying really hard not to, because I've noticed how that just makes me feel. It just makes me feel gross and like crap and bloated and everything. And juicing and just eating right is just it for me. Now, for some of the foods that you should be eating on your period, girl, these are some of the foods that you should be eating. So it says eat plenty of whole grains, brown rice, whole grain bread, oatmeal, and etc. Vegetables, which are broccoli, spinach, carrots, beets, sweet potatoes, Swiss chard, Brussels sprouts, and others. And then for the protein, you have legumes, beans, peas, and lentils. And then fruits, apples, mangoes, all berries, oranges, and lemons. I also want to read to you guys about the prostaglandins, however you say it. So it says there is a connection between the food that you eat and your body's estrogen levels. Animal products and added oils increase the levels of estrogen in the body. The more estrogen-based foods you consume, the more likely your uterine lining becomes abnormally thick as a result. When it begins to break down during your menstrual cycle, this process creates more prostaglandins, which results in higher levels of pain. So, girl, what a lot of people don't know is that there is estrogen also in your food, in certain foods that you eat. And estrogen is in like animals, because cows and any type of beef, they're normally male or female, right? So there are estrogen in milk, in meat, in all kinds of things. And then you already have natural estrogen in your body. So what happens is you're just building up that estrogen, which in turn makes your uterine wall lining thick. And then when it comes time for your period, you're shedding that lining, and that turns into prostaglandins because of how thick it is, and that results in a higher level of pain. Are you tracking? Okay. Girl, trust me, I know it's a lot. But like me as a nurse, to me, nutrition is just super fascinating. I excelled in nutrition in nursing school, so I probably should have been like a dietitian or something, but I just didn't want to keep going to school and spending a lot of money, because I spent a lot of money on like loans and stuff for school. I probably should have did that, because food interests me. The way food can literally change your body, your health, how it can affect everything that happens with your body is very interesting to me. So these are just my thoughts, girl, and you don't have to believe me. Like I said, do your own research. But I've been doing this for about a year, feeding myself good things and juicing, especially around my period. It's really, really hard, girl, trust me. And I feel like this is like a lot for people, because a lot of people be like, I'm not doing all that. I'm not spending all that money on these vegetables, and I don't have time to be like, juicing and having a set, like a routine prior to my period and all this stuff. I get it, because, girl, I used to be that person. I used to be like, well, I don't have time to do that. But the older I get, the more I'm like, okay, I need to take care of myself, because I am now not this year. Well, in a few months, because my birthday's in February 2025, I will be 37. So I think that will be considered my late 30s, right? So I'm almost 40. So your hormones and your body changes, girl. Like, I feel like my set weight also has changed. So hormones in your body change, and the older you get, I feel like the more unbalanced your hormones get, the more harder it is to lose weight. Just a lot of different things. So you just want to make sure you're taking care of yourself and taking that time. Like, I know it might seem a lot, but like taking that time to take care of yourself, that's another way of self-care, girl. Like eating right and eating intentionally and putting good things into your body so good things can come out, and so you can age properly, you can age well, you'll be healthy. Girl, I don't have any issues. I don't have any high blood pressure or cholesterol or anything going on with me, and I'm almost 40 years old. Some of the people that I went to school with that are my age, they already have diabetes, high A1C, cholesterol, blood pressure, stuff like that. So I'm very lucky, and I'm trying to maintain that, and I feel like I'm so blessed, because like I just don't want to be taking medicine for the rest of my life. and having to like adjust my insulin in order to eat a treat or something like that. Like that's just not the quality of life that I want to live, world. So like I'm taking the necessary steps to live a healthy life, and like it that might seem a lot because like I said it is, but trust me, I think it's gonna be worth it, girl. I'm not saying it's easy because it's clearly not. Okay, you're gonna make mistakes, you're gonna slip up, girl. You're gonna want to do your cravings, you're gonna want some McDonald's, whatever. Trust me. But I feel like if you just try it, you try some type of healthy routine. It doesn't even have to be my routine, girl. You can come up with your own like healthy routine that you do on your menstrual cycle, or to prepare for your menstrual phase. It doesn't have to be beets, Swiss chard, and carrots. If that's too bitter for you, or if that, because you know beets have like an earthy taste, if that's too much, you can always try dark green leafy vegetables too, like spinach, kale, Swiss chard. You can throw a little bit of lemon in it, or a little bit of ginger for flavor, or you can even mix fruits and vegetables together. It's all about balancing out, you know, what you like and what you don't like, and you know what, and also what your body can handle. Like I said, make sure you do your own research if you have like any type of problems, or because you don't want to cross-reference your stuff with any medications and stuff, because if you're on blood thinners, you can't eat stuff with like vitamin K, you know. So it's like you're gonna have to just do your research, find what works for you. But I'm telling you, this is another form of self-care, preparing for your menstrual phase and eating good and putting good things in your body during your menstrual phase. That took longer than I thought, but I chopped up everything. It's in here. Oh, and let me be clear about the beets. So these are golden beets. I don't know if you guys noticed. I always do red beets. Red beets and gold beets are pretty much the same. The only difference is gold beets have potassium and I think vitamin A, B, and C, but they still contain the folate, which is good for pregnancy, your menstrual, and hormones. So not too much of a difference. The only difference, well, at least in nutrition, not too much in nutrition, but red beets are better if you have high blood pressure, but I don't have high blood pressure. But as far as taste, golden beets are supposedly a little bit more sweeter and a little bit more smoother. This is my first time using them, and that's why I was surprised when I got to the grocery store and all they had was golden beets, because normally all they have is red beets. So I was just like, oh wow, okay, because I was hoping they were gonna have gold beets anyway. Gold beets is like actually kind of rare because I've never seen them. The only reason why I know about gold beets is because I went to a restaurant in San Dimas, California a few months ago, and I had a dish that had golden beets, and I remember asking the waiter, I was like, hey, like what vegetable is this? Because it is a little bit like smoother, the taste. And so I was like, what vegetable is this? Because they were like little shavings of it. It wasn't a whole bunch. It was just little shavings on this salad that I had. And he was like, oh, these are golden beets. And I didn't even know that beets had a golden. Okay, I just thought that beets were just red. So these are golden beets, just FYI. I'm using golden beets because I want to test out how they taste in the juice, because like I said, the red beets are, they're very, very earthy, and that's why I use kind of Swiss chard and a little bit of ginger. Ginger is for bloating as well. Ginger is really good with bloating and really good with just other things, but that's why I put that in there, because I kind of like to mix the taste. Like I said, you want to find a taste that's good for you and that fits you the best. But the red beets are just so earthy. It's just so earthy. That's how I feel about kale too. I feel like kale is just so bitter. I rather use like 2 or 3 leaves of kale and then a whole bunch of spinach, because kale is just so bitter. That's how I feel about red beets. It's so earthy. So we're gonna try these golden beets and we're gonna see how they taste. Oh my gosh, I am so shocked, girl. Like, look at the color of this. It looks like mud. I was thinking it was gonna come out like a little bit more on the orange side when I used the red beets. And you know what? Also, I put in more Swiss chard than I thought I was going to. I put in that whole bunch. Normally, I just put like 2 or 3 leaves in it. But normally when I use the red beets, it's like a red color. But I think the Swiss chard also turned the color. Like, oh my god, it's so dark, but it's packed full of goodness and stuff that we need. So I got a little bit left in here after making my 4 bottles. Let's do the taste test. Okay, it's not that bad. This part is the tail end of it, so it's a little sludgy compared to the liquid. But I mean, it's not that bad. I feel like as far as the beet flavor, yes, it's definitely a lot toned down. And the ginger mixed with it, it makes it a little peppery. But I feel like the gold beet is more doable for me. But I still want the red beet because of the benefits of the red beet. Even though there's not much of a change between the red beet and the gold beet. But I mean, this is definitely more sweeter and smoother. So if you don't want so much of an earthy flavor, go with the gold beet. Anyways, that's my video. I need to go ahead and clean up here because I have an early morning tomorrow. If you guys like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe, okay? Don't forget to let me know your recommendations. If you have any recommendations on how you prepare for your menstrual phase, I would love to know. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you in another video. Bye.